Hi everyone. Hopefully I get this video up today. We'll see. But today is the beginning of the North Texas yarn crawl. It's a yarn crawl, y'all. Yeah, we're in North Texas and these various shops that are marked in red are all part of the North Texas yarn crawl. So I'll be visiting 3 of those stores today. I don't know if I'll have time for 4, but I bought my yarn crawl bag ahead of time at the Mckinney Knittery. I'll post the link for the North Texas Yarn Crawl website below. That way you can see all the special events that they're having for the next 2 weeks. Starts here on the 13th and it ends on the 22nd. Each of the stores are specializing in like a different thing. For example, the one in Fort Worth and the one in, I think it's Whitesboro. Let me double check. Yeah, the one in Whitesboro, Quixotic Fibers. Those stores are focusing on like, they have different designers with their yarn coming in, like trunk shows. Others are featuring things like artists that are bringing in stitch markers or ceramic yarn bowls, stuff we don't always see every day in the yarn shops. They're going to have some unique artists at these different locations bringing in different things. So I'm really excited to see what all they're bringing. So I plan, we'll see how pricing is, but I'm going to guess that because there's so many of us coming to so many shops, they're going to have like some affordable things and some more expensive things. So my goal is to support each store by at least buying something small, and we'll just have to see how the pricing goes with all the stores. I don't think I can afford to buy a whole skein of yarn at every single store, but I can at least get one of their enamel pins or stitch marker or something like that. So, sorry, my hair is like crazy today, so I'm trying to semi-fix it here at the same time. So when I get back, the last piece for my chair should be here. I have a cushion cover that I'm waiting on for that insert pillow right there. So once I get that on there, I'll show you the full reveal of how that chair turned out now that it's completely finished. I've made more progress on my night shift shawl, so I'll show that as well. I think I'll be finished with it by next week, which is great because then I can feel more motivated. Probably the stores I visit next week are the ones that I'll actually be buying yarn at. I haven't picked a project yet. I think it's going to be a sweater and a pair of socks. So if I do find some good sock yarn today, I might do that. I'm looking for like a sock kit that has the yarn, that has the small mini skeins for matching heels, toes, and cuffs. So we'll see what I find, but that's kind of what I'm out on the hunt for, is something for a sweater and something for my first pair of socks. I've never done either project yet. I've only done shawls, so this will be interesting. We'll see how I get along this this fall. So I'm gonna try to take the camera with me. I don't know how well it will sit in my car. I have this holder that I use here in my office, so I'm gonna take it into the car and see if I have anywhere where I can attach it in there. And I won't be probably talking to you while I'm driving, but at least I can just have the camera on and you can go along for the ride. All right, I'll see you later. So here we go. I just put the holder firmly in my cup holder. It actually worked pretty well there. So we'll be on our way and hopefully you'll get to see some of the sights of Dallas along the way.
Turn right after 3 miles onto FM 1171 West.
Okay, we made it here to our first stop. I am at Fiberlady in Lewisville. So let's see what they've got.
Let me see.
So you don't. So I have to get this off Ravelry.
Yeah.
And
That was it. I think it's free.
it's out in there. So I can take a picture of this.
Let me find you the other sound pattern.
Okay. And so, what yarn is this? I mean, is it?
I have a.
Do you have a kit? Kits are great. If you
Yes,
can
I
find-
got it. I can go find a kit.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my
I'll go
phone.
find a kit and I'll meet you right back there.
Okay.
The it's called roving into a pencil roving, so I can spin it. If it's too thick, I can't spin the yarn. So this machine, this old spinning frame, like here, this is a pencil or a fine roving, and it's got silk and bamboo right here. See? So now, but it's still fiber. To make it yarn, we have to get it to spin and twist all the fibers down here. So we're gonna turn it on. And now we have a single thread. So what we're making, this is what we're making right here. And it's half Muga silk and half bamboo. And it's undyed and natural. Then we're gonna take two, I think we're gonna take two this time, right, Michelle, or three? We're gonna take two of these and twist them together to make a lace weight, which this machine does. So right here, I've got a 3-ply going, and it'll do the same thing, where you're taking 3 strands and twisting them together.
Okay, so I got my first pin, Fiberlady. They are here in Lewisville, Texas. I don't know if y'all can hear me over this crazy air conditioner. Let me turn the AC off for a minute. So this was my first stop here in Lewisville, Texas at Fiberlady. They were so nice. Super friendly. I think might be husband and wife team, and they make their own yarn and they sell wholesale out of here. So he allowed me to do a video clip of what they actually do at this store. So I'm going to make sure to insert that for them. They were so friendly, and they're only like 15 minutes from my house. That's what I love about a yarn crawl like this. I never even knew about them. So I'm so glad they were part of the North Texas Yarn Crawl so that I could get to see their shop, and I will definitely be back.
Please turn next left.
All right, so we're here at Holley's Yarn Shop in Dallas. It's if you're in the Dallas area, it's the Inwood Village area, and it was kind of squirrely on how to get here if you're coming from the north, because down the tollway there's not an exit. So the GPS makes you take the Dallas North Tollway south, exit it, then do a U-turn, get back on the tollway, and then exit Forest. And then you'll go on this little bitty street called Quincy underneath the tollway. So it's kind of a little weird. I thought the GPS was going crazy on me, but it didn't fail me. So we made it. Let's see what Holley's is like. This parking lot is full. So I don't know if it's because it's lunchtime. There's a Liberty Burger here next door. I might catch a lunch there. And then the yarn shop. So I don't know if it's really, really full in here. Let's go see. Okay, so Holley's is absolutely adorable. here in Inwood Village in Dallas. And instead of like a flare pin like Fiberlady is doing, they are giving a garment pin with a stitch marker. How cute is that? What a great idea. I really love it. So something I can use. And so now my passport, I have my second stamp, and I plan to get 3 done today. So we're gonna go to this last one here in Dallas, which is fiber something, isn't it? It is, oh, it's called Fleece. We're going to Fleece here in Dallas. So that'll be our next one. Let's get going. Okay, so we've made it to Fleece, and it has a little sheep on it. I'll show a picture. It says a yarn and knitting accessory boutique. So I think this is almost Garland area, if you're familiar with Dallas. So I had to come down. I'm near Northwest Highway and Abrams. So technically it's still Dallas, but I think we're getting really close to the Garland line down here. Anyway, let's go see what they have. Okay, so I made it to my last stop. Let me turn the air off so y'all can hear me. I made it to my last stop for today, and they're doing the same thing. It's a little stitch marker with Swarovski crystal here at Fleece in Dallas. So that's their little stitch marker. This is the one I got from Holley's, and then they actually had a flare pin on this one, the Fiberlady, the first one that I went to. So I got 3 pins today. I might make it to Mckinney today, but I'm gonna see if my poor starving husband wants some food first. So we'll see. And I found a sock yarn. I could not pass it up. It was so beautiful. It has some cashmere in it, and it has the superwash merino wool as well as the nylon. So I really fell in love with it. So I did find that. I still want to find maybe some mini skeins, which I know Mckinney Knittery has. For contrasting toes and heels. They just had full skeins of the contrast colors. So I think I'm gonna check out Mckinney and try to get some mini skeins. She also has some grab bags here for $5. So when I get back to the house, I'll unpack everything and show you everything I got today. Okay, so we're now at the location that's kind of like my home stomping grounds knitting store. It's in McKinney, Texas. It's called McKinney Knittery. This one's only about 20 minutes from my house. And of the ones I've been to today, I still like the location of this one as far as like if I had a little knitting group and invited some friends, where would I want to come? It would probably be here because it's right in the middle of the square and there's plenty of lunch options or dinner options for my friends when we come. But I really love this one, and I hope you get a chance to check this one out as well. Okay, so that's it for today. I finished up here at the Mckinney Knittery. Let me show you my pin for this one. So I made it to 4 today. Theirs really shows up with a nice contrast because they have the black and white pin. So I went to the Mckinney Knittery, Fiberlady, and then Fleece, and also Holley's. So I got 4 pins today. I'm really excited and I can't wait to show y'all what I got. So let me get home and I'll show you some clips of the drive through the little square here and why it's such a pretty little drive in McKinney, Texas. If you're ever out here to see my local yarn store, it's one of my favorite places to be. Okay, so I'm back from the stops that I did at the yarn crawl today, and I promised you that when I got back, I was pretty sure the cover from Amazon was going to arrive in time to show you my finished chair. So that's the one that in my last video, I rebuilt the bottom of this antique chair, and then I just ordered some cushions. They were a little short, but with this little accent pillow in the middle there, it covers the gap. There's probably about that much of a gap between the upper cushion and the bottom cushion. It's hard to find an exact size since it's an antique glider rocking chair. So it was close enough and it works with that pillow there, and I need that for extra back support anyway. So there's my new knitting chair all finished. Like I had mentioned before, I had breastfed both of my kids in that chair, so it's very comfortable. I can actually reach the floor even though I'm short, and I'm gonna love using it. So I have this space right down here on the floor, so I'm thinking about doing one of those really big chunky knitted baskets that we're seeing. Some of the yarn stores that I went to today, they have those huge chunky needles and the big balls of yarn. So we'll see. I'm not completely decided on it yet. Okay, so hopefully this is a better image now of the bag. I started here in Lewisville at Fiberlady, and then I drove down here to Dallas to Holley's, and then this other one in Dallas called Fleece, and then I went north on 75 and I went back to the Mckinney Knittery, which is where I had actually purchased my bag from originally. So as soon as these came out on September 1st, I went and ran and got one because I wanted to make sure to get one. This is my first yarn crawl, and I wanted to make sure to do it right and get the bag and get the pins and the passport. So this weekend, I'm going to try to do these 3 right here. And then a friend and I have plans together to do those 2 next weekend. I'm not so sure that I'm gonna get to these really far south ones. Oh, I made it to Holley's. So the one out in Fort Worth, I would love to go, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. The one in Fort Worth, the one far down in Cedar Hill, these 2 I don't think I'm gonna get to, but I think I'm gonna be able to hit all of the others. So I'm gonna get those 3 tomorrow, hopefully. So I'll keep you posted. I'll keep posting videos on it. Okay, so I said when I got back that I would show you what yarn I picked up today. So let's start with the first store. I forget how echoey this room is, so I'm gonna put on the microphone and hopefully that helps things better. And I'm also not yelling at the camera. All right, so this is the travel guide for the yarn crawl. They give this to us at our first stop. My first stop today was Fiberlady, and so I can turn to the page there, and that's their page, fiberlady.com. Now this place was really cool. The guy was just as friendly as can be. I think it's him and his wife. They make yarn there, so they're the only one on the yarn crawl that have spinning machines, I guess that's what you call them, where they make the fiber on site. So they're actually a wholesaler called Fiberlady, and they spin mainly bamboo products mixed with other types of fibers, and a lot of them have like a Japanese name. The husband explained to me that his wife named them, and she names them after the type of bamboo plant, and most of them are a Japanese name. So she names the skeins of yarn after the type of bamboo that particular yarn is made out of. So they mix it with silk, hemp, alpaca, wool, and flax, but most of them have a bamboo base. I didn't buy anything there today yet, but I do plan to go back in the future because I want to try their bamboo nylon mix. It's their sock yarn. And if any of you have tried it by Fiberlady, let me know. They had a sample sock there, and it had a really neat texture to it. It was comfortable. It was still soft, not what I expected at all. And so I will show some clips of what types of machines, and he gave us a little tour, and he gave me permission to video him as well. So my next stop today, the second one I went to, was Holley's. And this one was really friendly as well. They were very inviting. They had, I'm trying to remember, you know, it's crazy when you go to all of these and then at the end of the day you're trying to remember what was unique about each one. So Holley's had some quaint little knitting areas, and they had, I think, 2 groups of women there today that were knitting on site. They were super helpful, and they had some neat little notions that I hadn't seen before. And it's actually where I made my first purchases today. So let me show you what I got at Holley's Yarn Shop in Inwood Village in Dallas. So hers was really cute because instead of like a flare badge pin, she's doing a little holly leaf on a garment pin as a stitch marker, and it's really, really cute. Very lightweight, very practical item for knitters. So I really like that idea. This is the sticker for their shop if you want their information, their phone number, and their website. And the items that I got there are really cute. So this was only $3.75. It's a little Panda tape measure. Like, I need another tape measure, but it was so cute. The reason why I bought the tape measure, most of my tape measures that I have, they're really cute, but they're all in centimeters because they're from Daiso. And so I wanted one that actually has inches. And so I was really excited. This one has both. It has inches on one side and centimeters on the other. And it was just so cute. So the little ear is where your tape measure is. There's a little button on the back and it closes. Really cute. So I have a lot of I have Chalgu needles, but I have also bought the stoppers from, what is that? Haya Haya. So I don't have any Haya Haya needles, but I have a lot of Haya Haya accessories, and some of their needle stoppers are Pandas. So I thought I'd probably group these together with the Haya Haya needle stoppers that I have, and they'd be really cute to have in a joint bag. The other thing I got there was It's by Coco Knits. So let me pull these out first. I think my bag is kind of torn on the side. I'm glad they had these out next to it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have realized it and it would have been too late. So it's called Coco Knits, and these are the bent tip tapestry needles. And it's not that I needed tapestry needles, but they make another product called Makers Keep magnetic slap bracelet. So I'll show you what this looks like. It kind of looks like the what do you call the iPhone, the Apple Watch. Looks a lot like the Apple Watch. It's a silicone slap bracelet, and I really love this color green. My kitchen has a lot of this color right now. So it's like this chartreuse, I guess, color. And it's a slap bracelet, so it fits any wrist size, which super hard for me to find something that actually fits my wrist. This fits perfectly. It has this plastic film you can just remove so it doesn't get scratched. And then these tapestry needles stick to it just like so. Not that I need more than one. I'll probably use only one at a time. But for me, especially when I get to doing amigurumi, there's so many ends to have to tie in on amigurumi. Otherwise, it's just a whole mess of a lot of tails. This is really handy. I'm always losing my tapestry needle. So I love that I can just set that one needle right on here. I can keep knitting or crocheting, and I can grab it when I need it. So I thought this was genius, and this was my first purchase for the yarn crawl. All right, so the next place I stopped at today is this one called Fleece. Oh my goodness, this one is so adorable. It's huge. So it's in an older shopping center, but they've made the space feel very comfortable, very inviting, and like they want to keep you there for hours and hours. So she had she had three groups knitting. She has a back corner, and then she has like a center table with an area that has almost like a coffee bar. There's wine, there's tea. I think there was wine. I think there was wine today because it was part of the yarn crawl. She had cheesecake out. She charges very, very little for like tea and water and coffee. And it was just really cute. So I'll make sure to include some of those pictures of how her place is set up. And it had another section toward the other corner with a lot of beading. They do a lot of like light lace knitted shawls with beads, which is perfect for the Dallas area because we don't really get super, super cold winters here. So most of us want to wear something lightweight, or maybe we want some nice socks or fingerless gloves for the winter time. And they just had really neat details on fingerless gloves and beadwork. So I think I took a few pictures of that. I'll make sure to show those here. She was super excited about the decoration on her pole outside. I think some people had donated that to her. They made it for her specifically for this yarn crawl. And so it looked really, really cute. So I took a few pictures of those. All of these places are allowing vloggers. They're allowing us to video. They're allowing us to take photos. They've been really, really generous, and they appreciate us spreading the word about their knitting places. Okay, so I did buy something at this location, Fleece, as well. So this is the bag they give, and I bought a $5 grab bag. So this is going to be as much as a surprise to me as it is for you, because I have no idea what's in the grab bag. We'll get to that in a second. So I kept going back and forth, back and forth. I probably spent about 30 minutes staring at this brand of yarn she had hanging there. Dream Color to Life Smooshy, and with cashmere. So this is 70% superwash merino wool, 20% cashmere, and 10% nylon. And I just love the colors and I love the feel. And if you look real close at the colors, I didn't realize this till after I bought it, of course. It almost matches the colors of that night shift shawl that I'm making right now. So I guess I can wear my night shift shawl with these socks that I'm going to be making. So this will be my first pair of socks that I'm making, and that was kind of my goal today. I wanted to find yarn for my pair of socks, and then my husband also asked for a pair. So I found some yarn for his as well. So this one I found at Fleece. At the next store, I found the contrast for the toes and heels. So I'll show that in a minute. But this is what I got at Fleece. Now Fleece also has these $5 grab bags. And she says some of the bags include a pattern, but they all include enough yarn to finish one project. Now my guess is it's probably like fingerless gloves or a hat. So let's see what color and what I got in here. Mine actually has instructions. Yay! Oh, very cute. Oh, y'all remember this style, right? Let me show you. Remember when they were making yarn like this and you could just take your crochet hook and just make it really quick because it was such a ruffly yarn? Oh, so this is called a Bufanda Sol or Bufanda Soleil by Katia. So here's the pattern. Well, let's see what the yarn looks like. Oh, wow. How cool is that? And I actually love these colors too. So this is the yarn. Very neat. You know, I really love that style, and it's the perfect weight for here in Dallas. These were originally $9.95 each, and I got both in this package for $5. So I'm guessing this is like that type of yarn. Yeah, it is. Where when you spread it out, it's like that mesh. Oh, so cool. I'm so happy I actually know what to do with this. I've actually made these before, so I'm really excited. I used to make them on, before I could really crochet and before I could really knit, I used to make them on a loom. And especially if, you know, dexterity or tired arm issues, fibromyalgia kicks in, I have, you name it, autoimmune, I've got it. I loved this type of project because I could set it on the loom, I could set it on the table, and I could just do it as I wanted, and then I could leave it and come back, and it was really easy. So, oh, I'm gonna love making this. How generous of them. I love both balls. They're beautiful. So, yeah. I will definitely be making that. That will be an easy project that I can handle. So that was my stop at Fleece. So I got my sock yarn and this $5 project bag that they had. All right, next one. Okay. Yes, I am biased, but I love this store. It's the closest one to me, and I love the area it's in. It's great for if you have a group of friends and you want to go knit together and everybody has different dietary needs or whatever. There's plenty of restaurants nearby, and they're not chain restaurants. This is like an old-timey downtown mom and pop cafes, family-owned cafe businesses that are not chain restaurants, and they are delicious. They have a pie shop, they have a place called Spoons, and it has everything from salads and sandwiches and soups. Really good food. So I love Mckinney Knittery. So something else that just put them on a whole different level for me today was how kind they are about their other friends that are part of this knitting, what do you call? Part of this yarn crawl. You know, the knitting community, it's big. There's a lot of us, but it's also very small, especially for store owners and vendors that travel to these nationwide knitting shows. They get to know each other pretty well, and they know what each other I'm sorry, I keep thinking the camera's over here, but the camera's on this side of the phone today. So Mckinney Knittery, they really impressed me even more over the top today, because it really shows how they are an organizer and a friend to everyone in the yarn community, instead of trying to be competitors. And I guess that's what they love about helping so much with this North Texas yarn crawl. A couple of people had come into the store and told the Mckinney owners that theirs is their absolute favorite shop, and were kind of explaining why they didn't like the other ones as well. But those ladies turned the conversation around, and they were focusing on the positives of what each shop owner had and why they are so unique. And they were truly right. All of these shops are different, and it's so nice to at least have places like these that we can go as a group, because not everyone can open up their house, or you don't want to kick out your husband every time you have 50 million women come over to knit. But there's a place where you can meet, and they really make it like a community. They didn't make it sound like their store was the best and they were hoping they were better than the other store in the other town. But they were really positive and pointed out the positives of the other store owners and what they focus on that's different. So that encouraged me that in this video to give y'all that as well. Yes, I'm biased. I do love them because they are the closest one to me, and that's the one I go to the most often. But I love their attitude and how they're positive about all the other yarn shops as well, and focus on what they specialize in. So I hope you enjoy the yarn crawl. Join in. It's going until the 22nd or 23rd. Let me check my bag. Here we go. September 22nd, 2019. So you have a whole other week. If you're just now catching this vlog, I'm trying to post it on the first day out the gate so that everybody has time. Check out these shops. If you live somewhere in Texas or Oklahoma, it's worth the trip. Take a hotel for one day. I believe you could probably hit most of these shops in one day. If you started early and you ended late, because I think they're all open 10 to 5 every day. So you can get half of them for sure easily in one day, and then what's remaining the next day. They have a bus tour as well. They're doing what they call the South Loop, and I believe it leaves out of one of these Dallas stores. It was either Holley's or Fleece. And the bus picks up at one location and it does all the stops on the south. So say it's one of these, Holley's or Fleece. So they're doing like this run on the first day, and then another day they're going to do the North Loop. So I don't know how many bus runs they're doing, but I do know they were doing the South Loop and the North Loop. And so you can choose to pay. So I'll make sure to put that link below if you don't have a friend to drive you. I just drove myself and went at my own pace today. I didn't want to have to rush or have a bus load waiting on me to get out of the shop. And I was kind of glad I didn't run into the bus load either, because I can imagine tomorrow especially is probably going to be very busy on the weekend. And so that's why I wanted to make sure to hit it on a Friday. So that was it. Those are all the items that I found on the yarn crawl today. Again, that was 4 shops. The Mckinney Knittery, let's see here. That was the Mckinney Knittery, Fiberlady, Holley's Yarn Shop, and Fleece. The owners are very nice, very helpful, very informative, and they all have such a unique selection of yarn. It's like now that I got to visit, I got to really see, okay, the South American yarns that I really love, Holley's has that. Whereas Fleece has a lot of that intricate beadwork that I really want to learn. And then Fiberlady is just so amazing. It's just neat to see how they make the fleece from fiber all the way to the yarn, and how they mix it with different fibers like bamboo and silk and other things like that. So check them out, and I will keep posting videos as I find more of these yarn shops, and I'll see you next time.